Hey everybody, this is the man from Brooklyn and I am back. Today I'm going to share a topic to you is about traffic law for young folks. Today I was in the courthouse and I had a lot of young folks comes in and they plead guilty on some charges that makes no sense. For instance, we had one that pleaded guilty. We don't know whether she was guilty or not, but the judge gave her a way out and she decided not to take that way out and plead guilty. So I looked at the judge, she looked at me, correction, he looked at me, and I said, can I talk to this person outside for a minute? He said, yes, go right ahead. And after I spoke to that person, they decided to plead guilty with an explanation and took the traffic classes and some other things that the judge offered her instead of getting points on her tickets and stuff like that. Also, we have something called legal aid free attorneys that paid by the state and someone paid by the city, and they will represent you free. You don't have to worry about that if you don't have an attorney. A lot of our young folks don't know that they plead guilty to charges that could be, for instance, you got driving without a license and driving with no license. If you don't know the difference between the two, driving without a license, that's a lower fee. Driving and don't have a license, that's a fee, and then you get a lot of points. And in some cases, you're gonna have a hard time getting a license. For instance, with DUIs. DUIs, every state very hard on them. Some states harder on them than the other states. Our state, your first DUI depends on whether you can have vehicle homicide or not. Say if you didn't have any of that, you just had a plain old DUI. And we usually get a DUI classes. Your license might get suspended up to 4 to 6 months. And depends on the judges and the lawyers. Because myself, I just so happen to be a court officer. I'm not a lawyer, but I've seen so many cases come through there. 98% of the time, I could weigh it out and see which way it's going to go. It depends on the judge too. Each judge do their own thing. Some judge harder than others. Also, your legal aid attorneys, most of them work for the city in our state, and they get paid just sit there to assist you. But remember, they work for the city. But in our city, our legal aids will work with you much as they can, and we have a good bunch of legal aids. You don't have to worry about them not doing their job. Other states, sometimes it's not that way. Just like anyone else, you got good cops, bad lawyers, bad military personnel. Remember that. So when you get in a situation and you can't afford an attorney, you young folks, ask for legal aid assistance. We will offer it to you. If you don't know something and don't understand something, request to speak to the bailiff or the court officers. Some states have both. And on the sidebar, 99% of the time, the judge usually grants us permission to speak to them. And we go from there. We're an aid for the judges. That's our job. So take advantage of the opportunities, you young folks, when you come to court. Everything's just not stacked against you. You just got to know what what to ask for when you come to court. Stop watching these Judge Judy courses and Judge Judy TV shows and all this other stuff that's going on TV, because court, on them shows is they there for ratings and stuff, but don't run that way. Our courts don't run that way all the time. So I was led to share that message with you. For instance, we just had one of our federal judges passed away. She was a great judge. She did a lot during her time, and everybody, their time's up. So now we gonna appoint another judge and see what it get passed through Congress. So remember, you young folks, if you don't know something and don't understand something in the court system, ask for assistance. We there to help you, even the judges. That's why we have appointed attorneys. Or speak to the officer. Sometimes when you go and speak to the officer outside, if he's willing and kind, he will drop the ticket down to a less of a charge, and you won't have so many points on your license. Sometimes you have to pay money, the contempt fee, And if you got one for not showing up, and then you got to pay the state fees and plus the ticket, that's another fee. It may be $500-600, but you have a license and you can drive at the end of the day, or renew your license, or take it on suspension, or whatever. You know yourself what you did and what you didn't do. That's my message today for traffic court. I probably will be sharing another message with you later on about criminal court. 90% of the time when you go to criminal court, I always tell you get an attorney, but I will exercise on that verbally later on. Remember, don't forget to subscribe. This is the man from Brooklyn. And you have a blessed day, and you can subscribe on the right hand side. Goodbye.